I don't really get what everyone is excited about with this monkey, ape, or whatever it is. Like, I can't really tell the difference, but do people like this monkey just because it's big? But why? The kaiju universe has hundreds of cool monsters. We've got a lizard that shoots radioactive beams, a three-headed dragon, a fiery pterosaur, and a monkey? What's going on with everyone's taste in movies? But anyway, since you all seem to like it, today we're going to talk about this monkey. King Kong is a monkey, it's really big, and that's all you need to know. And now let's take a look at King Kong and its evolution over the years. Okay, let's get started. King Kong, the famous giant monster, has spanned decades and multiple film versions, from its first appearance in 1933 to more modern films. Let's take a look at the standout films about King Kong from 1933 to 2024 to see the development and transformation of this character over time. King Kong, 1933. It all started with Marion C. Cooper and Ernest B. Schoedsack, who produced the film King Kong in 1933. The movie takes place on Skull Island, a remote place near Indonesia, where a film crew led by director Carl Denholm discovers the giant ape. However, humans disrespect Kong's freedom and bring him to New York, leading to a climactic battle. An interesting fact about this film is that a crane was used to raise Kong's arm 10 feet to shoot scenes with Anne inside it. This actually happened and was part of the elaborate technical production process. The Son of Kong, 1933.
There you are, boy.
Following the massive success of the original King Kong movie, The Son of Kong was quickly produced. Director Carl Denham returns to Skull Island just a month after the events of the first film. In this sequel, Denham and his brave companions discover a large albino ape they believe to be Kong's son, along with a host of other giant monsters. Robert Armstrong, an actor in the film, commented that this sequel was even better than the original because of its deeper character development, adding more depth to the story. King Kong vs. Godzilla, 1962. Japan's Toho studio brought King Kong back nearly 30 years after the events of the first two King Kong movies, allowing audiences to see Kong face off against another giant monster, Godzilla. In this film, actors in full-body suits portrayed Godzilla and Kong as they battled atop Mount Fuji in Japan. This film helped establish Godzilla as one of the most famous monster characters and fueled the growth of later Godzilla films. The film's success, not just in Japan but worldwide, paved the way for many future Godzilla and Kong projects. King Kong Escapes, 1967. A few years later, Toho revisited King Kong in King Kong Escapes, directed by Ishiro Honda, who also directed King Kong vs. Godzilla. In this film, King Kong faces off against a robot created by the evil Doctor Who called Mechanic Kong. A funny fact is that Linda Miller's mother, the lead actress, negotiated her salary with the film's producers since this was her first role. Linda was just excited to be in the movie and was willing to accept any pay, but her mother insisted on negotiating to ensure her daughter received a fair wage. King Kong, 1976. The original King Kong was released in 1933, but the 1976 remake brought the storyline into the 1970s. This time, an oil company instead of a film crew captures Kong and brings him to New York. Jeff Bridges played paleontologist Jack Prescott, and Jessica Lange played the blonde beauty Dwan. Carlo Rambaldi created the tallest mechanical King Kong ever built, standing over 40 feet tall, making this version stand out from the others. This version not only gave audiences a fresh take on the classic story, but also incorporated modern technical elements, creating a unique cinematic experience. King Kong Lives, 1986. Director John Guillermin returned with the sequel King Kong Lives in 1986, where Kong survives his fall from the Twin Towers in New York and remains in a coma for 10 years. Kong awakens when a female ape is brought in to give him a blood transfusion, and the two begin to wreak havoc on Manhattan. An interesting detail is that Peter Michael Gutz, an actor in the film, received a post-production royalty check worth just 3 cents, which he still keeps framed with a poster of the film at home. This movie not only continued the story of King Kong, but also explored new aspects of Kong's relationship with humans. King Kong, 2005. In 2005, Peter Jackson brought King Kong to modern audiences with a big-budget version. In this film, a filmmaker gathers a crew and travels to Skull Island, where they encounter not only cannibalistic natives, but also Kong. Naomi Watts played Ann Darrow, and Jack Black played Carl Denham. A fun fact is that the real Empire State Building was completed in 14 months, but the computer-generated version took 18 months to complete. This version was not just a remake, but a work of art with top-notch cinematic effects and a deep storyline. Kong, Skull Island, 2017. Tells the story of a group of scientists seeking refuge from the devastation of the Vietnam War and getting trapped on an uncharted island in the Pacific, home to Kong. The film was initially nearly 3 hours long, but was cut down to 1 hour and 58 minutes, with some scenes removed from the final version. This movie offered a fresh perspective on Skull Island and opened a new chapter in the King Kong franchise. Godzilla vs. Kong, 2021. Brought the two biggest icons in cinematic history to face off, Godzilla and King Kong. This film featured some of the most impressive visuals in the franchise's history, focusing on traditional monster battles with advanced graphic technology. The relationship between Kong and Godzilla was explored further, giving audiences epic scenes and intense battles. Godzilla vs. Kong, The New Empire 2024. The New Empire, scheduled for release in 2024, promises to bring more dramatic showdowns and new developments in the relationship between the two giant monsters. With modern effects and an engaging storyline, this film is sure to continue to thrill fans of the franchise. The movie is not only a continuation of the battle between Godzilla and Kong, but also opens up new possibilities for the future of these two characters in the cinematic universe. From 1933 to the present, King Kong has undergone many transformations and versions, but has always remained one of the most famous monster icons of all time. Throughout the years, Kong has been more than just a monster. He has become a symbol of stories about struggle, courage, and the relationship between humans and nature. The King Kong franchise has captivated and will continue to captivate movie fans around the world. And that's the entire journey of King Kong from 1933 to now. Thank you so much for sticking around until the end of the video. Do you agree with this ranking? If there's anything you're not satisfied with, don't hesitate to share it with us. And don't forget to suggest topics you'd like to see on Beater so we can better serve you.